Have you ever wondered what really makes a missionary? Today we celebrate the feast day of the North American martyrs, some French Jesuit priests and laity who in the middle of the 17th century basically were martyred in proclaiming the gospel by the Indian populations that they were trying to serve and to proclaim the gospel to. When you think of a missionary, and I know for many of you, we've grown up with stories of heroic acts of sacrifice, of suffering, and of course, Isaac Jogues and Joseph de Breuf experienced all sorts of torture and such. And for Isaac Jogues, he actually left after escaping and having been tortured and losing a couple of his fingers to celebrate Mass, was willing to go back to Canada at the time and again continue to preach to the Indian populations they were sent to serve. What makes a missionary? Well, we see that in St. Paul's letter to the Galatians today, where he talks about with joy and enthusiasm who Jesus Christ is. And then we see in the gospel where Jesus says that we need to give testimony to who he is before the world, even though it means great sacrifice and even suffering. With that in mind, I was trying to think of what would be one way to capture the spirit of what a missionary is, to be a missionary of mercy and love. The greatest testimony that we can give to our world that often is afflicted and conflicted and depressed and wounded by sin is to look at ourselves and say, how can I bring the joy of the gospel, as Pope Francis says, how can I bring this joy that Jesus Christ gives me and share that light, that love, and pouring that out into the darkness of our world. So when we look at the martyrs, especially the North American martyrs, what we see is this convincing testimony of their lives that they wanted people to know Jesus Christ and to experience the joy and the salvific love that they themselves have experienced. And so when you think of being a missionary and a missionary disciple of Jesus Christ, every little thing you do can be a proclamation of the gospel. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be very simple. It might be just simply saying hello to someone who's walking on the street that looks lonely and just saying hello to them. It could be how you express your love to your family members or withhold your anger. There's so many different ways in which we can give testimony by our lives and what we say and what we do that Jesus Christ is Lord. And his love then that is within us, we strive with everything that we can possibly do to share that with those around us. And when we do that, just like Isaac Jogues and Joseph de Breuf and their companions, those wonderful men of faith, we continue to do that proclamation as they did by our lives. So I offer that thought. Be a missionary disciple of Jesus Christ. Be compassionate in your love, be compassionate in your mercy, and that's a beautiful way to proclaim that Jesus is Lord. Thank you.